Okay, how you doing, guys? Yeah, I told you this is gonna be raw, as in this is gonna be real life raw, like every day how it's happening pretty well every morning. Every morning I can do this. It's gonna be put up, and by the night, well, next day, it took from noon yesterday pretty well. I mean 2 o'clock yesterday, and yeah, noon, give or take a bit, till I don't know what time it was finished. I think it was finished like 1 o'clock this morning, which was 12 videos. I uploaded all at once, pretty well. Uploaded them one at a time, and they all finished processing sometime this morning. I don't know what time it was. So if you put up a half a dozen in a day, it's fine. If you put up more. If I put up 10 in a day, you can't watch them pretty well till the next day, just until I get upload going faster. Because I have a dedicated machine, I'm just not using it yet to upload because I haven't got a network connection all set up and blah 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 bing bang. Because I'm waiting on a processor that's coming, and also a SSD USB adapter for my SSD drive, my big drive, so I can take it off the server and stuff it on this machine, pull all the junk that I need off it and put it back on the server, and then I don't need to transfer it and all the other crap to go along with it. So I don't need to network this computer system, this network to the other network, because it just makes a big hassle. I'd rather just swap the drive, and that's the easiest way. And I'm waiting for a new SSD drive box because I only had one and I used it. So I need another one. Right now, I'm rolling my day's worth, or whatever you want to call it, my dried out, because it's ground up and dried now overnight, medical smoke. I do a little tincture like I already showed you. I do a little medical. So this is going to be the medical marijuana part. Like I was getting into the strains and that. I just looked at the last video and remembering it. So I decided, well, while I'm doing this, because that's what I was remembering while I was doing it, and the pain came back and I did the tincture. Now it's working. See how fast that was? And that was like, now it's 9:53. I said I was going to be off for a while, and I'm not. I'm back before 10, so there we go. That's working, and I'm already doing this. So, and in between I did a couple other things. So we're back at it. Ross here. Damn, sorry guys. StrayCatCA@gmail.com. It's not at the bottom yet, but it will be. Hey guys, medical marijuana. So when you're using it, guys, the first thing you're going to find out is if you smoke indica, it puts you to sleep. If you smoke hybrid, you don't know what it's going to do. And if you smoke sorry, brain fell out. I have a brain farts. I call them brain farts, but I had a brain fart. There's indica, and then there's a hybrid, and then there's the other kind, sativa. Thank you, brain. Sativa is the other one. Sativa kind of makes you hee. Sativa is the one that you always see people laughing a lot. That's kind of the happy pot. It's uplifting, euphoric. Okay, that's how they describe it. Indica is more like, yeah, happy and just mellow and tired and hungry and good. It doesn't make you tired, so to speak. It actually just sort of makes you relax. It doesn't. Well, you don't necessarily fall asleep. It all depends on your body. So that's where you'll find out if you want a hybrid, you want a Kush, you want an indica, you want a different strain, how strong a strain, whether you want high THC, which, some of them are getting way up there now. And now the tinctures and the edibles, you got a lot of choices, and if you mess around, you can mess around and get a lot of crap and waste a lot of money. Or you can come to where I'm going to give you a little section here that's a part of our tree. It'll be all on medical marijuana and all the different tinctures and all the different edibles and how to use every one and how to find the best ones for your particular condition. Because 45 years of rehabilitation consulting across Canada and the United States, well, basically around the world, but Canadian Paraplegic Association complete. Canadian Paraplegic Association, the Spinal Cord Research of Canada, etc., etc. Not just one place. In any case, many places that we've done and worked with all the technologies available at the time, because we got way ahead of the curve, and are doing that now to where we've actually got medical marijuana people that have now strain licensing and all that stuff, where they're getting down to where we can say, okay, you got MD, we can make your life better. Here it is, dip, dip, one drop at a time, or an edible, a tincture or an edible, or even a spray. They have sprays, get your tincture, get your edible. You can get spray tincture too, if I can find one. I have one. It's a real light one. It's nice because it's actually there we go. It's a spray tincture that's made for mouth spray, so it's got a little in it, enough to feel good. But it's also an oral. It's called Oasis Oral, okay? And it's basically, it's an organic mouth spray, right? And it works great, and it gets rid of dry mouth really, really well. Really well, like incredibly, for the day. So that's the stuff to have. And all the different strains, there's the hybrids, there's the indicas, there's the sativas, and etc., etc. We will give you your exact mixes and what the best results we have found with the different strains for you, for your particular condition or illness or whatever is your problem or your can't that you need to do. The can't that you're gonna, and say I can. So whatever it is you need to do, we'll help you do it with the use of this instead of drugs from the drugstore. You'll be using a natural component that works better than almost all of them put together. And so far, I don't think, as far as I know, unless the idiots drove themselves into a telephone pole when they were wrecked on other crap too, but there is not very many people, if any, that have actually died except from being in an accident when two zipped, which isn't really that feasible sometimes, because when you're that stoned you can't drive, which is why they are in an accident. But it's like drunk driving. It's not the driver that caused the accident, it's the alcohol, but it's the driver that consumed it. In any case, if you're driving like that, you're dumb. So no one has ever died of alcohol poisoning. Oh yeah, lots of alcohol. Yeah, kills you. It kills people. Not as many as cigarettes. Millions. This hasn't killed anyone as far as I know. It's not coke. It's not heroin. It's not DA. There's no fentanyl in it. Nothing else in it. Not no Agent Orange in it. No government spray in it. No nothing. Not peyote or nothing like that. Remember that stuff, man? The government was spraying everything. Back in the old days, you can smoke it and get sick. Bite wipes. Taking it all and burning it, and all the cops stood downwind. You ever notice that? Whenever they had a big seizure and they burnt it, they'd all stand downwind. What a joke. Anyway, and they all know it's great stuff. Canada's legalizing it, and the States is old. Now they're thinking about it. Now all the states are starting one by one. Boy, oh boy, when you catch up, you'll know. I mean, the rest of the world's still going to catch up, but the rest of the world's all been doing it for years, and everybody knows it. God, look at how long you can walk around Denmark and places like that and smoke. I mean, come on. Get serious, world. Get together and world. Be a world together as what it is. Actually, a series was made on television, and it was actually called A World Apart, because it gave you all the different parts of the world, and that's what's wrong. Everything in the world is so much different, yet everywhere in the world now, due to technology, has become so much alike, it's not so much different anymore, because everyone has started to kind of use the same everything. I mean, not everybody, but the majority that are in a, so to speak, civilized population, or as I would call it, the part of the world that's happy and the part of the world that's worked, but not the part of the world that's done the work to earn it. Unfortunate, we actually are living a privileged life that we really have not earned. Honestly, to me, I don't think it's fair that I get to live this way. That's why I work so hard. Because this life to me is a privileged life. Number one, because I'm here. Number two, because this belonged to the Native Indians, and they don't want it back yet, because I'm not on Native Indian land. If I was, I wouldn't move here. I wouldn't live here. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, the people that are the original people that were here, the natives, they're the people that are, they're the Canadians. I'm not Canadian. I'm a European that came to Canada, but I came with my mother's mother. Okay? In other words, I'm an immigrant. Okay? But because I've been here all these years, I was born here, so I am Canadian. Right? Got it. I'd rather be Native Indian, but I'm not. But I did find out my dad does have Cherokee and Cree Indian in him. Both. Some Cherokee and some Cree Indian. So I do have a tiny bit of native blood. And Dad said there was someone else back in our camp. He said there's 3 others. So we have some somewhere. So we are partial native from my dad's side. And I look almost exactly like my dad. In any case. Yeah, this is the daily routine on top of my little cookie tin. Yeah, they got automatic ones and everything else for this, but what the hell? If you're going to use it right. And if you're going to use it as long as you've been doing it as long as I have, I don't need much, so I roll little pinners. See everybody else rolling those great big bombs, you know? See those guys on like, I don't know, any of the Cannabis Now or any, you know, Cannabis Magazine or I don't know, any of that stuff. There's all kinds of magazines and, you know, everything in the world out on pot, and all the Dr. Dabber pages and all that crap. You see him smoking those great big cone-shaped, massive, raunchy, huge joints. Well, that's great if you got lots of money and lots of pot and lots to smoke and you want to choke your guts out all the way. But when you don't, roll a little pinner. Because when you're by yourself, you only need a little pinner. You roll those when you got 4 or 5 people, or you got a place you can smoke it, put it out, smoke it, put it out, smoke it, put it out, smoke it. I just have a little pump and put it out. And you got those great big ones, and when they're that big around, you light it. Every time you take a toke, as in inhale, by the time you let it out, it's burnt that much, which is 4 more tokes. So I just roll a little one. I can get 10 of those out of 1 of those other ones. So I do it this way. I used to do it the other way. I still have the papers and that for them. I got the half size and the great big cones and the other ones too. But if I go to that, I go to hell with that and I pull out the pipe. And then I really got into it and learnt all the different things. Went through the e-nails where you torched them. Now there's, a nail. It's called the nail. I used to use the torching. They still use the torches for a lot of them. They've got new ones out now called e-nails, and that's an electronic nail. And that what it does is superheats the nail, and you put the dab with shatter on it. That's concentrate, and you put the dab of shatter on it, and you get shattered. That's they just called shatter exactly that, shattered. Why? I don't know. It shatters you. Anyway, that's your done for that day. Those are 2 for the keepers, and those are the smokables for the day. But that's that. And ta-boom boom, bada bing bang boom. Sorry folks. We're gonna go do some more stuff. We'll come back, and we'll get back on a little bit more of the medical marijuana and some more medical stuff. Let's see, we'll do MD, MS. What else can we do? I'm trying to think into where we can break this interesting. Okay, we'll break it at day 2, video 4, pardon me. And tell you right now that I gotta set up my camera a little different here, so I don't have to keep moving it every day and everything. But I think I might just wait till I get the proper mount. It's coming in the mail, like everything else coming in the mail. And it's getting really hot again, so I'm gonna have to knock it here, guys. Catch you. Have a great one. It's working now. Got the timers run. I can see the seconds and everything. So have a great one. We went long here, under 15 minutes now. Cheers. Peace out. Have a great one, guys. Love you all. Love you, Tina. It's all for you too. And Love your fellow man, for God's sakes. Make love, not war. Peace out. Have a great time. Enjoy life. It's far too short. Come here.